Yeah. Yeah. By the way, just for anyone who might be slightly worried, because you might think Tim Pool talks about things as if he knows what he's talking about. He's totally wrong here, like literally completely wrong. So
we can talk about Lotus Eaters. We can even visit there the first 5 minutes because we'll just see all of the wrongness, just 100% wrongness.
We can do an episode of Joey and Carl or whatever if you want. Yeah. I don't mind.
Yeah, it won't be a whole show. It won't be like a video. It'll just be like them in denial.
Okay.
Over the past month or so, we have heard over and over again that this is it. Trump has finally lost. November 7th, the mainstream media calls it for Joe Biden. People dance in the street. They say, face it, Trump, it's over. Trump files lawsuits.
They didn't.
No.
Can we just pause? Sorry, we waited for days for the news agencies to call it.
Yeah. No. It came up on the screen. Although it's cut off.
Yeah.
What the? Is that because it's a really long message and it's cut the thing off halfway through? But anyway, it says, what about Troop? What? I mean, thank you for the.
Oh, I think maybe that's an homage to the song, "Seasons of Trump."
Wait, they didn't put an M. Look.
Well, I mean, they were worried about the all caps. I'll give them
Troop. Seasons of Troop is a very different song. Anyway, so yeah, well, see again, it's totally fucked me that. I don't know what's happening, but thank you.
We were talking about the wrongness, all of the denial.
Yeah, so
and we were talking about doing a Joey, Carl and Joey.
On the you were saying on the November the 7th, but no one was calling it then. It was just they made the prediction, and that's based on the numbers. But it wasn't.
We had to wait for, was it Arizona? It was a race of tortoises between Nevada and someplace else that was calling. Georgia was taking forever. Wisconsin was going to a recount. So no, we had to wait 3 or 4 days before they called the election, I think.
Yeah, basically.
Supporters of the president file lawsuits. Some states file lawsuits. Republicans file lawsuits. And one by one, many of these lawsuits begin to fail. And each and every time they say, this is it. Now it's finally over. Trump, you've lost. Then
yeah, because they've got no case. Yeah.
Yeah. He was increasingly losing as the results came in.
Also, Tim, you're adding the word finally. It's finally. Now people are saying, it's over. Stop. Why are you doing this? It's not, now it's finally. No, it's over. It's been over a long time.
Yes.
Then December 8th comes around, the safe harbor deadline. And then even YouTube says, face it, you lost.
Yeah.
The left is cheering, saying, how many times is Trump going to lose? Apparently 0, because if you keep...
Jesus Christ. So all of the times he's lost now, they don't count.
No. All of the previous losses.
Yeah. Tim, this is why everyone knows you're a liar. How many times is Trump going to win? 0. What the fuck are you talking about? That's embarrassing. I mean, Tim, you're supposed to be the copium dealer. Okay? And you're getting high on your own supply, and it shows.
Saying this is it, but then entertaining the possibility he could still win. He hasn't lost at all. He's just fighting.
He hasn't lost at all. Oh, Tim, this is so pathetic.
This is really sad. Yeah. Really, really sad.
Yeah.
Grift is so strong here.
Yeah. Yeah, New Mexico cast its 5 electoral votes for Biden. There you go. Yep. Anyway, so Utah goes for Trump. Not surprising. But it's currently 171 to 158. But bear in mind, you've got, is it 55 from California alone? So, I mean, yeah, that takes him virtually there. The only ones we definitely won't get in tonight's show will be Hawaii and Alaska, but they basically cancel out with 4 for Biden in Hawaii and 3 for Trump in Alaska. So we probably will know, almost certainly will know, unless some terrorist shit goes down, and then who knows.
What?
It's not going very
well if they cancel votes based on Trump doing some weird terrorist shit, invading the room with his electors and I don't know, taking hostages or something. I don't know.
Stopping it from happening.
Yeah, some dumb shit. Or indeed just some armed fucking thugs turning up or something. Who knows? Would you predict anything at this point? Or would you completely rule it out at this point, let's say?
Not yet, no.
Well,
I mean, we saw what happened in Michigan.
Yeah.
Trump still has avenues in which he can become president, and that's just not...
Not legal ones.
What? No. Stop lying to people.
Yeah.
Stop lying to people, Tim.
Why do people keep listening, though? This is the thing. Because he keeps saying... He was like, oh, it's a 49-state landslide, 49 landslide all the time. He's definitely going to win, definitely going to win. And he keeps lying consistently all the way down the line. And people keep watching. You're being lied to. Either that or he's like the worst political observer ever. Because he gets everything wrong.
That's not my opinion.
Here, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna tag you. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna tag you into something that you can look at after this.
Okay.
Or you can look at it during it, because it kind of...
On the Twitters?
Tim... Yes. Just doing it now.
Coolio.
So, you have to refresh your page. Oh, there it is.
Right, where we go. Tim Pool saying, I'm hearing way too many far-fetched conspiracies about what is going to happen with the election and why Trump lost. If there is actionable intel, then let the DOJ handle it. If Biden won, then he won.
It was on the 6th.
On the 6th of November. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and why Trump lost.
Yeah. So he's become the very crazy bastard that he warned about on November the 6th. There we go. So, like I say, he likes to oscillate. Or he's just an inconsistent piece of garbage. Whatevs. Hang on. Yes, so... Please tell us how Trump definitely didn't lose then, Tim.
It's the New York Times, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, exactly. But Tim, this is the thing. You, along with Alex Jones and all the rest of your acolytes and scumbaggery, you can't say the mainstream media is total nonsense and are lying to you all the time, and then say, but the New York Times said it, so it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work at all. At all.
When they write, Trump allies eye long-shot election reversal in Congress testing Pence, they say on January 6th, they could actually flip this to Trump.
No.
No, they can't.
They actually can't, Tim.
No. They don't even have they don't hold the majority.
And, yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah, basically the process...
And if they all say they're not going to do it, all the Dems are going to rally around Biden just to say, fuck you, Republicans.
Yeah. They can cause fuckery, they can slow the process down, but that just means they're going to have a longer work day. That's it, right? If a senator and a congressperson reject or sign a petition rejecting an individual state's votes, then it goes, the two houses separate off and debate and then vote as to whether they should disregard those electors. But the Democrats hold a majority in the House.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a lot of people in purple districts, even Republicans, who won't want to sign on to any shit and will at the very least abstain. So there's no chance it ever gets passed. So those electors go forward.
Yes.
Those votes get counted.
I have... Yeah. This is more delusion. This is just... It's denial and bargaining combined together.
Oh, you know, it's super copium. Don't cut your copium with heroin, Tim. It's not a good idea, okay?
Something I alluded to when the Supreme Court came down and said they will not take up Texas's suit. Well, Trump has refiled, Trump allies and supporters and lawyers have refiled, and there's still many cases pending.
Are there? What are you talking about? I mean, yeah, they've put another thing before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court are going to also go, no?
Yeah.
You still can't, this is still bollocks?
Like, at some point, the court is saying, you know, a lot of these objections could have been brought before the election, but they decided to wait until they lost to bring these. And then they don't even have standing.
Yeah.
They can't, they're not going to unpack the process and undo an election.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to interfere in one.
Yeah. The worst thing is, Texas is suing, or was suing, I don't know if they've changed their thing or whatever, but they were suing for a thing that they themselves had done. They were literally trying to say...
They'll mention that in the suit.
What Pennsylvania did was really bad, because the governor, under emergency powers that were legal under the Pennsylvania Constitution and law, had a temporary extension for one election, just for that one election, for early voting because of COVID. Abbott did that. Governor Abbott did that in Texas. That literally did the same thing.
He didn't go through the legislature.
No, he didn't. No, it was an executive order from the governor. But again, perfectly legal under Texas Constitution and law. So Pennsylvania has no standing to sue them either. But Pennsylvania aren't trying to, because Pennsylvania aren't full of shit. Just saying.
Yeah. But tomorrow, Monday, December 14th, is the day the Electoral College will cast their votes. But January 6th is...
No but. There's no but there, Tim.
Just ends the sentence.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Oh, 183.
183. What we got? Hang on a minute. Minnesota. The state of...
okay.
Or as I like to think of it, the War Corps state. Cast its 10 votes
Poor
for
Minnesota.
Biden. I know. Apologies, Minnesota. There are so many great people I could have chosen, but, fuck it.
Is the day those votes will be counted. There are still 2 paths for Trump to win. And
no, Tim, there are precisely 0 legal paths for him to win.
Oh my God, stop lying to people.
There are illegal paths. Coups
yes,
and
they're
such.
unconstitutional. Yeah. Extra legal, unrecognized as valid attempts you can make. But it's just, I said this before. It's the same thing with Carl. Like, if you just don't know, your ignorance scale is at 0. Like, you just don't know a thing, right? Yeah. But if you listen to Tim Pool, you actually become wrong. Yeah. You now have to be corrected and have right information provided, which in some ways is worse than just not knowing. Because then at least if you don't know, you're open to what are the facts? And now you get this BS.
Yeah, this is you are stupider for having watched Tim Pool.
Yes.
So you are demoralised by the MAGA cringe music thing at the start, and you're now stupider because of this. You shouldn't watch this. You should turn off and go and watch.
Less.
Yeah.
You're wronger about the world after listening to Tim Pool and Sargon.
That's right.
At the New York Times, if Republicans file an objection, if someone in the House and the Senate file an objection, then it could theoretically toss out some electoral votes and ultimately help Donald Trump win.
No.
If Joe Biden doesn't get to 270, contingent election, as most of you are probably aware by now, House delegations vote.
No, they don't, Tim.
What does...
No, because that's if it's a tie. You don't...
Yes.
270 is an invisible threshold because of you're accounting on it being only 2 people getting electoral votes. In theory, Abraham Lincoln didn't get to 270 in his election because there were 4 people who ended up getting electoral college votes.
It's a plurality, not a majority.
Yeah, he got more votes than anyone else, and he got 140 or something ridiculous. But because
Bill Clinton also got a plurality, I think. Oh no, of the vote, not of the electors. I don't know how that worked out, so I take that back.
Yeah, but the 270 on the basis of it being a 2-horse race, so you have to get to 270 to make sure that your other person cannot get more votes than you. But you don't have to get to 270. It would not go to the fucking state delegations. That's a tie.
It won't go to the House of Representatives unless there is a tie. Yeah. They won't have any say in it unless the states just deadlock. Yeah,
exactly, which isn't going to happen. You can try and throw them out, but again, it will just mean that the Senate and the Congress will have, the Senate and the House will have a longer work day because they'll have to, if they want, they can, in theory, they can contest every single state in the union and have to debate, but that will take 2 days to do. So, senators, I don't think, are going to want to bother with that bullshit. You'll probably get a loyalist, challenge maybe Georgia or some dumb shit like that, because there's a Georgia runoff, so, But they're not going to waste their fucking time on that.
This is like a Trump appointment in a Republican-held Senate. The Democrats can try to slow things down. They can try to obstruct a little bit procedurally, but at the end of the day, it's going to go forward because of who's running stuff and how things work. And there's, they couldn't stop the Coney Barrett nomination. They couldn't.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. And the Republicans here can't stop the valid election process from going through.
Indeed. Colorado's 9 go to Biden, DC's 3 go to Biden, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, fuck you, Idaho. It's 4 go to Trump.
They grow potatoes, though. They're good.
Yeah, well, enjoy
Idaho potatoes.
secede and enjoy your third world potato hellhole. Good.
But that would require the House and the Senate to vote and agree. It's not going to happen. Democrats control the House.
So why are you saying it then, Tim? If you just openly admit, yeah, it's not going to happen. So he doesn't have a route then. That's not a route.
No.
In theory, he could still win. He could still win the Electoral College if all of them randomly decide to break the law. But I mean, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's fantasy world.
Republicans control the Senate, so there won't be any agreement. Now, if something happens, and for some reason in the next, 18 or so hours, Republicans in certain swing states send dueling electors, then they get thrown out. But that's possible, but not really.
No. That wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because the legislature of all of those states, having certified, have sent their electors to that meeting. So all that would be essentially Republicans trespassing.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that aliens could come land in a half an hour and force us at sort of like nuke point to make Donald Trump president for life. It's possible, but it's probably not going to happen.
Kristi, don't say that, because he'll fucking hear that and go, well, make another video. The half-hour rambling about how Kang and Kudos are definitely going to come down and elect Donald Trump president,
Yep.
Nonsense. The Cheeto meets the space monster. It has to happen.
Yes.
Within the confines of the constitutional process. Like, it could happen. But what I mean to say in terms of Trump's two paths, the most important one that the New York Times is bringing up is that Mike Pence, is the vice president, is the one who will be counting the actual votes. And it's possible that he just doesn't. And he ultimately ends up supporting Donald Trump and himself. And it's sort of happened before, but not in a way that's actually gotten the vice president the victory. The New York Times mentions Richard Nixon, hurt JFK's vote total, but not enough to actually give him the win. What if Mike Pence is just like, y'all, screw it, I won? Maybe. But that's kind of ridiculous as well.
What is he fucking talking about now?
So he basically is making a video about a ridiculous idea that he himself doesn't even believe.
Yeah, it's gibberish. And not just that, but I mean, according to constitutional experts that I saw, in theory, yes, Mike Pence could go there and refuse to do it. And then it would go to the Supreme Court, who
someone else would do it,
overrule him, and replace him as that figure, and it would just be done by someone else. It's not like Mike Pence literally. He might, if he wants to completely ruin any future chances he has of running for president, which seems unlikely because he seems like he wants to do that. He could do that, but it would just mean a slight delay in the process again. That's all. All the Republicans can do is make, well, to use the Bidonian phrase, malarkey. That's all they can do. They can't stop this.
Yeah, the Constitution says that the vice president shall be the president of the Senate. But nowadays, the vice president does not sit in and preside over all of the Senate meetings. Vice president only shows up when there is a tie vote, and otherwise the Senate just fills that with somebody else, addresses them as Madam or Mr. President, and they get on with their business. The House would do the same. It's not the man, it's the office, it's the process, and anyone can be a temporary counter for a day.
Yeah, this is gibberish. Again, I had to play this because the levels of copium engaged in here.
It's so much denial.
Remarkable.
Look, the Constitution has some authoritarianism in it that, we can always pull out of our back pockets. Like, no, it doesn't. You failed civics.
Yeah. Not just that, but look how happy he is. Like, well, maybe Pence could just declare Trump the winner. But the follow-on statement to that is, even if that were theoretically possible, which realistically it isn't in any respect whatsoever, but even if that did happen, why would that be a good thing, Tim? That would be a disgusting abuse of his power.
Yes.
Which would be
it's just so Trump can win.
Instantly smoothed over anyway, because he would be replaced. But that's it. There's nothing. That's not.
Yeah.
Like he says it with a smile on his face. Like that's a positive.
Makes a video about stuff he knows is not going to happen. Just admit your clickbait. Just start. Here's my clickbait video for today.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Republicans are planning a long shot victory. Giuliani says it's not over. And now there's...
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't care. Giuliani's obviously lying about everything.
Yeah, he gets kicked out of every court and laughed out of, legislative office.
Oh, did you see him? Hearings. He spoke before, well, via Zoom, because it was all done remotely, the Wisconsin meeting of the legislature, whatever particular body that was, about election for, basically the Republicans wanted to have a whinge before Christmas. And he appeared, and clearly, look, he's just recovering from COVID and stuff, and he's an old man, but he looked like death warmed up.
Yeah.
He looked
I'm not surprised.
Appalling. Gee. Thank God it wasn't high-definition video, because, I mean, that would be nightmare fuel, I'm sure.
I do remember thinking, oh, okay, well, if he had an open casket, that's what he would look like.
Oh, fucking Christ, Kristi!
Wow, I broke Kevin.
Wow, like I do the dark jokes, and now you're like, well, if he was dead, like fucking hell, woman, Jesus.
He has that sort of like really bad coloring, like in that video because of the screen color and his own greenness. He just looks terrible. He did look like a Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, he was awful. Yeah, but even so that's now you all know how Kristi's mind works. I think we can all agree she should not be given any power at all ever. She cannot be trusted. She is killed,
just a fleeting
and she
thought.
will kill again.
It's just a fleeting thought. It wasn't stuck with me, obviously. Anyway,
that was poggers, as I believe the young people are saying these days. They fucking shouldn't be saying it. It's silly.
Oh, poggers is a horrible word.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Ugh, anyway. But then again, I am an old man, so, Pokemon go to the polls. Anyway.
Conflict arising because 126 Republicans have signed on to the Texas lawsuit. Now, it was rejected by the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But it's essentially being readmitted with Trump and I believe others withstanding.
No. You don't get to decide they have standing, Tim. You don't get to say, well, Trump and they have standing. No. You don't decide that. No. Literally.
You don't understand. If you think Trump has standing, you don't understand the concept of standing. He would have had to vote in one of those four states.
Kristi, clearly he has standing. Look at that photograph. He's clearly standing.
Yes.
So that's how that works.
Go watch a video on YouTube. You're on freaking YouTube. Go watch a video.
199, yo.
Hey, look at Biden. Yeah.
I wonder which ones he got.
In that 200.
In the next... Oh, hang on. Well, there you go. Alaska. They're going early in Alaska. Alaska, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nebraska, New Jersey, Texas, and Washington. Massachusetts is a few, isn't it? Because they've got some people. Mm-hmm. Some people do live in Massachusetts. But Texas is there. So, I mean, yeah, he'll probably pull it back a little bit. But, yeah, realistically, once Cali comes in, it's done. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But as always, California is not rushing itself.
Didn't
it took like 3 weeks for them to fucking count all their votes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway.
So it may actually go to the Supreme Court?
To be fair, there's a lot of them, but still. Come on.
Yes.
I kind of don't think so, but we'll see.
Yeah.
One New Jersey lawmaker is calling on Pelosi to bar these 126 Republicans, which includes the minority leader in the House.
Yeah.
So things are breaking down and getting...
Well, yeah, and...
Wait. But say why. Say fucking why she's being asked to do that.
Yeah. Well, because they've... well, you tell the world why you think that is the case.
Because against their oath to defend and uphold the Constitution, they signed on to a lawsuit that they know had no merit in order to throw out 4 states' valid votes.
Yeah.
They violated their oaths of office. Therefore, they should not be administered them for the next term.
Yeah. I think there's a fair argument to be made. Now, I don't expect her to do that, but...
No, she won't.
But I think there's a fair argument
to be had. Yeah, it would be symbolic. because they would probably sue, and their elections can't be overturned. They can't not. It's the same principle of Trump not wanting to accept the elections. If she's not going to seat them, she's basically not acknowledging the validity of the elections that happened in their districts.
Yeah.
It would be political theater and symbolism, and it wouldn't have ultimately any real policy or political effect, in which case, why do it? And people can talk about it, that's fine. But the idea that she would actually do that, it's just not worth the political cost. There's no actual real world benefit from all of the grief she would get for it.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show you. We can cut to off here because it really doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Please do.
But I looked for the article.
I don't think he's. Yeah, because I noticed he doesn't scroll down at all, and he hasn't read from the article at all.
No. Well, I'll do that for you. You know,
thank you.
You know, because I'm more of a journalist than Tim fucking Pool. Anyway, so the article that he cites, well, the New York Times definitely say Trump's got, he can win. He can definitely win. The New York Times says it, so, you know. Anyway.
Well, then it must be true.
If we scroll down, so he explains
the fake news New York Times.
Yeah, the failing New York Times. Mo Brooks, the Republican from Alabama, who's, if anyone's likely to, you know, try and pull shenanigans, it'll be him. But then we've got where is it? There's a fucking professor of something.
Can you write that under the rules laid out? Can you go to that paragraph?
Under the rules laid out in the Constitution and the Electoral Count Act of 1877, their challenges must be submitted in writing with the senator's signature also affixed. No Republican senator has yet stepped forward to say that he or she will back such an effort, though a handful of reliable Trump allies of Mr. Trump, including Senator Ron Johnson of the great state of Wisconsin and Rand Paul of the great state of Kentucky, have signalled they would be willing to do so. Yeah, they're scum. Anyway, where are we? Here we go. Right. This is from Edward B. Foley, a constitutional professor at Buckeye State, Ohio State University. The 6th of January meeting is going to confirm that regardless of how many objections get filed and who signs on, they are not going to affect the outcome of the process.
Yep.
We can
say this.
We can say that with clear confidence. So